You have underestimated someone this week. You probably don't know it yet. There are people around you right now who are significantly smarter than they let on, and they're not hiding it on purpose. You just don't know what to look for. Here are 5 signs that someone is operating at a level most people completely miss. Sign 1. They ask better questions than they give answers. Average intelligence announces itself. It has opinions. It tells you things. It corrects people. High intelligence listens first. It asks questions that make you think, not to be polite, because it genuinely wants to understand before it concludes. The smartest person in most rooms is rarely the loudest. They're the one asking the question nobody else thought to ask. The one who says, "Wait, what do you actually mean by that?" When you see someone consistently asking precise, unexpected questions instead of firing off answers, that's not curiosity. That's intelligence doing its real work. Sign 2 is even less obvious. Most people mistake it for weakness. Sign 2. They change their mind easily. Most people treat changing their mind as losing, like admitting they were wrong is a defeat that needs to be avoided at all costs. Intelligent people do the opposite. They update their position the moment better information arrives. No drama, no defensiveness, just, "Oh, that changes things. Let me reconsider. This looks like weakness from the outside." It isn't. It's one of the rarest cognitive skills there is. It means they value being right more than they value appearing right. The person who never changes their mind isn't confident. They're just not paying attention. Sign 3 is something you'll notice in how they handle being wrong in public. Sign 3. They're visibly comfortable being wrong. Watch what happens when someone is corrected in front of other people. Most people get defensive. They argue. They minimize. They change the subject. The secretly intelligent person does something different. They say, "You're right, I got that wrong," and then they move on. No embarrassment. No lingering discomfort. Just acknowledged and done. This is extremely rare, because being wrong in public triggers the same threat response in the brain as physical danger. Most people cannot override it, but someone who has genuinely processed a lot of information knows that being wrong is just part of thinking clearly. It doesn't threaten their identity. Sign 4 is the one most people completely overlook. It happens in silence. Sign 4. They're comfortable with silence. Pay attention to what someone does when they don't know the answer immediately. Most people fill the gap. They talk to avoid the discomfort of not having something ready. They guess. They deflect. Anything to avoid a pause. Intelligent people pause, sometimes for a full 2 or 3 seconds, and then they give you a precise answer. That pause isn't hesitation. It's processing. They're actually thinking before speaking, which sounds obvious, but almost nobody actually does it. Silence makes most people anxious. For the quietly intelligent person, it's just the sound of thinking. And sign 5, stay with me for this one, is the sign that completely changes how you interact with people once you know it. Sign 5. And this is the one that changes everything. They make complex things sound simple. This sounds easy. It isn't. Explaining something simply is one of the hardest cognitive tasks there is, because to explain it simply, you have to understand it completely, not just enough to repeat it, but enough to strip it down to its actual core and rebuild it in a way anyone can follow. When someone talks to you about a complicated topic and you find yourself thinking, "Oh, that's actually really clear," that's not an accident. They have put in serious work to be able to do that. The people who use big words and complicated explanations are often the ones who don't fully understand what they're talking about. Complexity is easy to fake. Clarity isn't. Albert Einstein said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." He wasn't talking about other people. He was setting a standard for himself. The secretly intelligent person meets that standard without advertising it. Here's what's interesting about all 5 of these signs. None of them are about being loud. None of them are about being the smartest person in the room or making sure everyone knows it. The secretly intelligent person isn't performing intelligence. They're just using it. And here's the uncomfortable question this video leaves you with. Look at those 5 signs again. Asks better questions. Changes their mind. Comfortable being wrong. Comfortable with silence. Makes complex things simple. How many of those do you actually do? Because most people who watch a video about spotting intelligence in others are really asking whether they have it themselves. Maybe you do. Maybe more than you think. Or maybe this video just showed you something to work on. Either way, subscribe. We break down one psychology concept every week. No fluff, stick figures, small words. See you in the next one.